Hey everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of the second reproduction, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Sorry, Lisette, just for today. Could you stay with me? Could you leave me alone for today? Go by yourself. I mean, after everything that happened, maybe we should just be alone for a little bit.
すまない、レセト。今日は一人にしてくれないか。
わかりました。ですが何かありましたら、すぐに呼んでくださいね。
ああ、ありがとう。
There wasn't any particular reason why I wanted to be alone. I just felt like going somewhere desolated by myself. I wanted to clear my mind of needless worries. My face probably looked really bad. As I closed my eyes, the image of Gardis standing amongst the ruined wind village floated into my mind, his back facing me. As he stood there, lit up by the setting sun, I'd found myself lost for words. I couldn't say anything. Even if I did, they'd just be shameless lies. I was no different to the self-proclaimed champions who destroyed the village. When that dejected thought ran through my mind, I suddenly realized something. Did I want to comfort Gardis? I was dumbfounded. Since when did I feel sympathetic towards that bastard? Even though I still had to defeat him, I was worried about Gardis' feelings. That realization made my heart sink. God, the contradiction was ridiculous even to me. But even so, I couldn't get rid of this awkward feeling in my chest. Is this what you call justice? When Gardis had roared those words, I was sure his eyes were glimmering with tears. He was crying in anguish as his rage boiled. Even though a single tear didn't grace his cheeks, I could still tell.
私の正義。
Every single word he'd said had felt like an arrow piercing my chest. One after the other. I still hurt even now. Once upon a time, I would have answered, yes, this is what I call justice, right back at him. But then I killed demons without the slightest hesitation, feeling no remorse for them as I cut them down in droves. My chest hurt right now because I was trying to deny all of that. But if I deny my own past, what am I left with? I'm sure you already know the answer to that, said an eerily calm voice in the back of my head. I shook my head, trying to shake that thought away.
違う。
I squeezed my eyes shut and placed my hands on my neck, where Gardis had tried to strangle me. I can still feel it. I gave a long sigh and leant against the cold stone wall, then let myself gradually crumple down onto the floor.
クリスティーナ。
Why does he have to turn up now? He was the last person I wanted to see. Ever since that day, we'd barely spoken to one another. We fell into an awkward silence, our eyes staring towards the floor, neither knowing what to say to the other.
痛むのか。
His murmur broke the silence. So quiet, I thought he was talking to himself. I hadn't expected a question like that, so I just blinked, my face blank. It took me a few seconds to understand what he'd just asked.
いや、平気だ。
He asked because he'd seen me touch my neck, and thought I was still in pain. I smiled weakly and shook my head, letting Gardis breathe a sigh of relief.
ガルディス。
本当にあいつの言った通りだ。少し考えれば、いや、考えなくともお前があのような行いをするはずがないと分かったのに、私は礼を言うどころかお前を。
レイなど、私はあの時何もできなかった。はっ、勇者が聞いて呆れる。たった一人の恩人も救えなくて何が言うか。
そのように己を責めるな。
Gardis' heart was undoubtedly in more pain than mine, and yet here he was, worrying about me. But hearing his words of sympathy just made me feel even more miserable.
私はあの者たちと何ら変わらない。私も魔を殺してきた。お前の敵だ。罵られても仕方ない。いや、お前はもっと私に対して怒りを感じるべきだ。
クリスティーナ。
呼ぶな。そんな声で呼ばないでくれ。
A kind, gentle voice that would forgive anything.
クリスティーナ。
Gardis continued, ignoring my pleas. If he said anything more, I was sure I was going to cry. So I covered my face and shook my head like a stubborn child.
嫌だ。もう私に近づかないでくれ。お前のそばにいると私が私でいられなくなる。何もわからなくなる。
なら考えなければよい。
I thought he was going to push me away, but when I looked up, I immediately saw otherwise. Gardis' eyes were full of warmth, and he was looking at me without hesitation. I found myself surprised that a demon lord of all people would look at me like that.
今考えてもわからないということは、まだ納得するべきではないからだ。時が経てば、いつか今の悩みが嘘のようにわかる日が来る。
勇者である私を魔王が慰めてもいいのか。
クリスティーナ。
何を。
I gasped as he suddenly scooped me up, his arms endlessly warm.
離せ。
I squirmed and tried to push him away, but his hug was too tight. I could feel his warm hand clasping the back of my head, and his powerful heartbeat thumping against my cheek.
お前は温かいな、クリスティーナ。
His gentle voice made my resistance melt away. I knew it was childish of me, but I found myself wanting to indulge in his warmth. He was my enemy. He was a demon lord. There were a million reasons why I should have just pushed him away, but not one of them stood a chance against his warm arms. So I stopped struggling and replied with a tone of resignation.
当然だ。生きているからな。
私も温かいか。
ああ。
そうか。安心した。
何に。
時々これがうつつなのか夢なのかわからなくなる。あまりにも多くの死を見てきたからだろうか。もしかしたら自分はすでに死んでいて、これは亡霊が見ている夢なのではないかと思う。
ならば私が見ているのも夢になるな。
そうでないことを祈る。この感触が夢でしかないなど悔しすぎるからな。
私は夢であればいいのにと思う。
なぜ。
夢であればこうしてお前に抱かれ安らぎを感じている己もなかったことにできる。だからガルディス、これは夢だろう。
There was a slight pause, and I felt Gardis smile discreetly.
はあ、そうだったな。これは夢だ。
そう、夢だから。勇者が魔王に慰められてもいいのだ。
And when tomorrow comes, we'd become enemies again. No matter how painful it is, one has to wake up from dreams in order to see the future. But for now, it's just a dream. The word dream wrapped around my overflowing feelings, so that my emotions would also fade into illusions.
Gardis.
I let the reason why I never wanted him to let go vanish forever. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then click the eye at the top and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.